YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, we have a huge injury report ahead of the Washington Commanders Week 7 matchup versus the Green Bay Packers. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So the Washington Commanders set to host the Green Bay Packers on homecoming weekend. Week 7, 2-4. Washington Commanders set to face, I want to say, the 3-3 Green Bay Packers, or 3-4 Green Bay Packers. I want to say 3-3. This is a huge game for the Washington Commanders as far as wanting to build that win streak, wanting to climb back into not just the division, but the NFC conference. You know what I'm saying? Because as I sit here today, I still believe the NFC East is pretty much not over for the whole, but I feel like it's over for us. I don't think we have a chance to come back in the division. I think Washington wants to make the playoffs or anything, have any kind of season. It's going to be for the wild card, one of the wild card spots. But this is a big game nevertheless. Washington is now going to be starting quarterback Taylor Heinicke after Carson Wentz suffered the finger injury in the win versus the Chicago Bears last Thursday night. And that is what we already know. That is going to kick off this injury list, this major injury report, because there are a lot of key guys that's going to be out. There's a lot of key guys that are going to be questionable. And a Chase Young update. So Carson Wentz was the biggest one. Okay, by far the biggest one. He's going to be out. Good thing we got Taylor Heinicke. Got huge faith in Taylor Heinicke to play well. You know how I feel about Taylor Heinicke. I love Foreman. One of my favorite players to watch. I know he can be good for a stretch, but I also know he has some type of ceiling. So I know at some point Heinicke is going to show us why he is a backup quarterback. So as exciting as he can be at times, he will make you pull your hair out because it's like, come on, Heinicke, you can't make plays like that. But I am interested to see how Heinicke is going to play. With now having a full year of experience under his belt now. A lot of people are excited to see what he's going to do with new weapons. And, of course, that's what I am, too. I'm excited to see what he's going to do with new weapons, too. But I'm more excited to see what he's going to do, how he's going to look with having a year of experience under his belt. So it should be fun to watch Taylor Heinicke. But, yes, Carson Wentz, player to kick off the injury report that will not be playing, and he'll be out for multiple weeks. Then you go over to wide receiver. De'Ami Brown, he is now going to be out with a hamstring injury. And this is a guy that you know, we were probably going to have to lean heavily on if the next guy that I talk about doesn't play. And now with him being out, we're really tapping into that wide receiver depth. Now, I'm not too concerned, really, because as long as, and let me knock on wood here, as long as 17 and 10 are in the lineup, I'm still comfortable because our wide receiver depth is really good. I'm not nervous at all. I like Cam Sims. I know Dax Milne can get it done, so I'm fine with, De'Ami Brown being out. Now, I hope we can get him back possibly, here shortly, maybe for the Colts game or the Vikings game, one of these games coming up here. But no need to rush him back because we know we got depth in that wide receiver position. That's one of our deeper positions on the roster. Then you go over to the next wide receiver. This is the guy that we thought De'Ami Brown was going to sub in for. But it may be a chance that both of these guys are out, and that is first round draft pick Jahan Dotson, who's had a serious start to his NFL career, with getting 4 touchdowns in the first 4 weeks of the season and stuff like that. But then it came to a halt because he suffered a hamstring injury and the Cowboys lost. And he was out, last week versus the I want to say he was out for Tennessee, and then he was out last week versus the Bears. And then he re-aggravated his hamstring injury in practice this week, but he is going to be questionable. So there is a glimmer of chance of hope that he may play. I feel like it's all depending on Phil. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking it's how he's gonna feel on Saturday going through walkthroughs. How is he gonna feel on Sunday morning? Is it gonna be tighten up on him? Is it gonna loosen up on him? You know what I'm saying? But what I want Washington not to do is to have the same, incident that they had with Curtis Samuel. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to yo-yo him out and in and out of the lineup. Just let the thing heal properly and get him back at a later date if you have to. You know what I'm saying? So let me actually go to our official injury report and let's see what their status is for Jahan Dotson. So he was limited on Thursday. His Friday practice status was not is not up there yet, but I'm gonna just go on a limb and say he was limited to day 2. That's what made him questionable. But I have a glimmer of hope that he can go, but again, hamstrings are tricky because 1 minute it could feel good, and then the next minute you wake up and it's tightened on you. So we have to see what he's going to look like pregame. He's going to be a GTD, game time decision, more likely than not. So we'll stay on the news and the clock and up to date on what Jahan Dotson is going to be. So he's a questionable. You don't really know if you're going to get him or not, but if we do get him, huge boost to this offense to have him back. And if we don't get him, yeah, it's gonna suck. You know what I'm saying? But again, I have faith in Cam Sims. I have faith in Dax Milne. And as long as 1, 7, and 10 is out there, I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Another guy that is more likely than not going to be out, or he is confirmed to be out, is Logan Thomas. You know, he's dealing with a calf injury. And this is another position group where I'm not really concerned. After what I've seen from Cole Turner, what I know I can get from John Bates, I'm not too concerned. Amani Rogers, I'm not concerned at all with Logan Thomas being out. I love Logan Thomas. He's the #1 tight end on his roster, but him being out is not a huge blow. I would love to get Logan back at some point, but he doesn't have to rush back. He can stay. He can, rest up as much as he can. He does not have to rush back at all. And I'm fine with what we have at tight end position. So, yeah, Logan Thomas is another guy that is going to be out. Now let's quickly transition into some roster moves before we get back into the injury report. So according to Nikki Giavala, the Commanders announced a few roster moves. They signed linebacker Khalid Hudson to the active roster, and they re-signed cornerback Troy Ackley to the practice squad and placed cornerback Tariq Castro-Fields on IR. So that's crazy that Castro-Fields hasn't even played a snap, I believe. So I don't even think he made it to the active roster or on the field, and he's already injured and he's on IR. So we had to bring back Troy Ackley, and I'm sure he's going to be activated. Or actually, he's not going to be activated on the practice squad. But assuming that his ability to play special teams, he possibly could get activated, soon. And then we activated linebacker Khalid Hudson for his special teams ability too. So that goes to show you what the special teams room may look like. Now let's go back to this injury report. I want to go switch over quickly to John Keim's Twitter and see what he has to say about the injury report here. Ron Rivera also spoke on, Chase Young will get there shortly too. But cornerback William Jackson III, as we know, is going to be out. He's done with the back injury. I don't think it's a back injury. He came on and said that he did request a trade. I believe he did, but they're going to go with the narrative that he did not request a trade. I personally think he did again. But William Jackson is going to be out, as we knew, and I think they're going to be looking to move him here shortly, probably for a 6th, 7th, or 5th round pick. And then you got running back Jonathan Williams, who's going to be out for Sunday's game. He's going to be missing his second straight game too, but that's not really a big blow. We got B-Rob, got Antonio Gibson, got J.D. McKissick, so that's fine. Questionables, you got obviously John Bates is questionable. He's been dealing with a little injury too, so hopefully he can go, because if not, then you're down to Cole Turner and Amani Rogers, and then that's where I probably get a little concerned. But having Cole Turner, having Amani Rogers, having John Bates, I'm cool with. But if you got 2 tight ends that's down, then I may get a little concerned. But then even still, I have confidence in this tight end room to still play well. Then you got offensive tackle Sam Cosmi. I'll be honest with you guys, man. A lot of people are happy to get Sam Cosmi back, or are hoping to get Sam Cosmi back. I want to let him heal up fully. And if he doesn't heal up fully, still cool. I don't want to see him out there yet. I want to see what C. Luke got, man. C. Luke has been playing well in Sam Cosmi's absence. I want to keep him out there. You know what I'm saying? If we could find a way to have both of those guys out there at the same time, that could be good. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't want to rush Cosby back. He has a cast on his hand, and they said it's going to be an adjustment. But I think Cosby might play, but I honestly would prefer to see Luke out there. But Sam Cosby's questionable. We already talked about wide receivers, Jahan Dotson being questionable. Dotson felt better today. Rivera said they're on a safe side with Dotson, so they are going to probably take it slow with him and see how he feels Sunday morning. And if it's close to being tight and he can't get loose, then they're going to sit him. They're not going to rush it back with Jahan Dotson. And hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't. They lesson with Curtis Samuel. But again, he's going to be probably like 11:30, 11:45 GTD. And we have to stay tuned for that. Let's see, and then we're going to switch over to probably the final topic of today's video, is where Rivera talked about John Bates and Chase Young. So he basically said this about John Bates. John Bates had a good day today. Bates told him his hamstring is feeling a lot better than last week, and then how he felt even on Tuesday. Key will be how he feels tomorrow morning. If he can't play, Alex Armour would go, but he's more of a fullback type. So we need John Bates back badly. Then Ron Rivera spoke on defensive end Chase Young. This is the Chase Young update that we're looking for. Ron Rivera says defensive end Chase Young had a pretty good day. Permanently reports with the doctors again. He's meeting with Dr. Andrews on Sundays. Or Sunday. If that goes well, he'll practice next week. Now there been news about that he had a previous meeting with Dr. Andrews and it went well. But they're going to follow up on Sunday, and if it all goes well, 9-9 will be back at practice next week, gearing up for our week 8 opponent, which I want to say is the Colts, but it could be Minnesota. I think Minnesota's week 9 because that's when we're supposed to wear the all blacks. But let me double check before I get out of here. I want to say that is the Packers game next, the Colts game next. So yep, it is right. It's the Colts game, Sunday, 4/25, October 30th. So that's the game that Chase Young can possibly come back if all things goes well and he practiced well this week. So this is gonna be good, man. Getting Chase Young back will be amazing. But yeah, man, that is the injury update for the game versus the Packers. A major injury update. We got some key guys out, and we got some guys that possibly could play, but we're on the fence about them yet. And we have to stay tuned to Sunday morning to figure out what's going to happen with those guys. So yeah, man, there you have it. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Host of the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So that subscribe button again if you haven't already. I'm out. Peace. Cost me one time, that's gonna get you pop.